Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
He admits what he did, but says there's no way he should have been fired for it.
I am crushed. It's like a bomb dropped on you that every morning you get up, you have nowhere to go now.
Beloved Zamboni driver Al Sabatka goes one-on-one with Bernie.
Sabatka says he was wrongly fired because a medical condition forced him to urinate in an ice pit at LCA.
Now he's suing Olympia Entertainment over that firing and only talking about it tonight to Bernie.
Yeah, we sat down with him this afternoon along with his attorney, Deborah Gordon, and the story's pretty much the way you just heard it. 51 years of service, Olympia Entertainment would not overlook the indiscretion and fired him. And now Sabatka is firing back.
Only 3 more games here for this to happen.
He is an icon in the city of Detroit. Al Sabatka spent 51 years of his life serving the wings in Olympia Entertainment. Then one day at LCA, Sabatka had to urinate. He has a prostate condition known as BPH, and sometimes he just can't wait. So he privately urinated behind 2 Zambonis out of view of anyone, or so he thought. And a few days later, he was suspended, and then fired.
Where are you mentally today? Are you still, I would imagine that after putting your entire heart and soul into this organization, you must be crushed
I am
internally.
crushed. It's like a bomb dropped on you that every morning you get up, you have nowhere to go now. You know, before you get there by 8 or before 6 different days, whatever it was. Now you just like mope around the house and getting tired of watching TV.
There is no way to replace his career, his income, the world he had. That is irreplaceable. Not many people have a job that's truly irreplaceable. Al did. Truly irreplaceable.
Keep in mind, this man spent his life with the Red Wings. After Gordie Howe and Steve Yzerman, it wouldn't be too long before Al Sabatka's name surfaced in the discussion. But this firing has crushed his spirit.
You have tears in your eyes now?
Yeah.
Does it hurt to talk about this?
Yes.
And are you feeling inside like it's... Are you ashamed? Are you like embarrassed at all?
I'm kind of embarrassed for what I did, but over that, you know.
Do you have trouble sleeping at night?
Yes.
Do you have trouble like functioning during the day? Do you stop at some point in the day and go, what the hell happened to me?
Still does that, yes. Took a sleeping pill from my wife that she has a condition, and I couldn't sleep with that even.
And the Red Wings tonight are sporting a 2-1 lead in this best of 7.
Sabatka joined the Wings at the age of 17. He came from Poland, and this was his entire life. Not just a slice of his life, his entire life. Sabatka still can't believe it happened.
I mean, I rarely call people and say, take my client back, because what's happened, usually it's not going to work. But with this, it's like, you know, come on, let's just put the genie back in the bottle and continue on.
If the Wings called you and said, come on back, what would you say?
I'd go back. Without any hesitation.
That's a man who loved his job and is not doing it anymore. We called Olympia Entertainment about the lawsuit for a comment. They did not return our call.
Tough, and he had, you know, obviously to do this, he had to share
Public health issues.
his health issues, which are embarrassing to him, I'm sure, and what happened.
And Deb Gordon said, there, you heard her talk about it. She called Olympia Entertainment and said, this is really so minor. This is kind of nothing. And they said, sorry, that ship has sailed.
All right. Thank you, Bernie. And in fact, we've posted the full lawsuit against Olympia Entertainment on clickondetroit.com. You can check it out for yourself. The link is right in the top story section on our homepage.
Well, travelers can continue to go maskless for the time being. A federal judge in Florida, of course, struck down the federal mask mandate for public transportation on Monday, saying it was unlawful. The Department of Justice says it will appeal the ruling only if the CDC says the order is still required for public health. So no word yet on when that decision might come.
And we should point out new numbers from the state show cases are ticking back up here in Michigan. The state now reporting 10,474 new cases over the past week. That averages out to about 1,496 cases per day, 78 new deaths also being reported over the past week as well. And of course, those new case numbers do not include the results of any of those home tests.
We know that's a lot of folks these days. This uptick comes as the CDC and the FDA trying to chart a course for COVID vaccines moving forward. So for more on both these stories, we bring in Dr. Frank McGeorge with your reaction to these new numbers, Doc.
Yeah, Sandra and Devin, it doesn't actually surprise me that new case numbers are where they are, given that the circulation of a more contagious variant, BA2, and another even more contagious variant, BA2.121, which we've seen at Henry Ford Health, is going on. Now, personally, I haven't seen any indication of an uptick in hospitalizations or more severe disease yet, and I think that's really important because we're in a different place right now with COVID. The circulating variant may be more contagious, but it is less dangerous, especially to people who are vaccinated or recently infected. Now, new case numbers just are not as impactful to me as a rise in serious illness would be, but unfortunately that is in fact a lagging indicator. Now, as for the vaccine situation, the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices met for several hours today, and they discussed potential frameworks for future booster doses, including timing and whether or not the vaccines should be updated to protect against newer variants. Now, many experts actually expressed the desire for a simple plan, but they acknowledged that there are still many factors we just don't know yet. There was no vote at today's meeting, but the CDC and FDA are expected to use the discussion to really guide their next steps. Now, some of the experts also pushed for continued development of vaccines that could be more effective at preventing infections as well as reducing the risk of hospitalizations and death.
Yeah. Doc, do we have an update yet on the vaccine for children under the age of 5? A lot of people have been waiting for that.
Yeah, there was no update actually, but at the public comment session today, nearly all of the comments were from parents who urged the FDA to authorize a vaccine for young children immediately. Yeah. There clearly is a high level of frustration at the delay, and the FDA really could take some action on this in May if the data is there to support it.
Yeah. All right, Frank.
Let's go ahead and get you caught up on some breaking news we're following right now from Detroit's East Side. Police there have found a man dead after a shooting. Investigators say officers found the body right around 2:50 this afternoon in an alley on Hazel Ridge near Gratiot. Police are still there. They are on the scene. The investigation continues, and of course, we'll bring you any developments as we get them.
Rick Wershe's 32 years behind bars made him the longest-serving nonviolent juvenile offender in Michigan history. Well, now he's facing another court hit after he sued the city of Detroit for damages related to that lengthy time behind bars. Sean Lay following the story, and Sean, the city is pushing to get the lawsuit dismissed and using a surprising argument.
And that argument is bankruptcy. In fact, late this afternoon, the entire White Boy Rick saga went to bankruptcy court downtown for what was a rather dramatic hearing. Rick Wershe says 2 Detroit police officers taught him how to be a drug dealer when he was 14 years old. That led to decades in prison for the man known as White Boy Rick. Wershe says the city of Detroit is liable for its police officers. He's suing the city for $100 million. But wait, in 2013, the city of Detroit filed the largest municipal bankruptcy in history. It sees Wershe as a potential creditor and argues Wershe's claims are well past the statute of limitations. The city fighting hard in bankruptcy court today to toss Wershe's case out. The high-stakes hearing just ended. Wershe's attorney, Nabi Ayad, tells me the city is victimizing Rick Wershe again. He was locked up in prison when the city went bankrupt. The city says White Boy Rick should have filed his claims then. Ayad calls the city's stance outrageous.
The drug shopping, I feel. The wonder they're going in they filed in the federal court to our response. They don't say anything about the bankruptcy. They say statute of limitations. They're like, oh, you know what? Months later, maybe we can also allege in the bankruptcy court. So let's go ahead and go in the bankruptcy court and try to kick it out that way.
Asked the city of Detroit for comment about today's hearing. Nothing so far, so we wait to see what the bankruptcy judge has to say about all of this, if the city is correct about its bankruptcy argument, or if Rick Wershe's case can continue on. What he wants to do in the next couple of days is watch the 2017 Rick Wershe White Boy Rick documentary, which he says is packed with relevant information. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
What a turn. All right, Sean. City of Detroit is trying to address digital equity with a new $10 million fiber optic pilot project.
And it's going to be funded by federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan Act. Megan Woods is live from the Hope Village neighborhood where the pilot is taking place. Megan?
Yes, so the city had a meeting today for community leaders to just inform them about this pilot. But tonight, in about an hour, they're inviting residents of this neighborhood here to Focus Hope to ask questions, to get more information on this project. They chose this specific neighborhood because during the pandemic back in September, they experienced a devastating internet outage.
2 days became 2 weeks, became 4 weeks, became 6 weeks.
A 45-day internet outage. That's what the about 5,700 people who live here in the Hope Village community dealt with last September. Their phone service was out too.
I have a school-aged daughter, and so she was at home on school virtually, using my cell phone, burning up my data minutes, and so it became an extra bill and a challenge for people.
In response to what this community experienced, Detroit is making it the home of its new $10 million fiber optic pilot project.
Giving them that advantage to be able to say, this is fiber optic internet, the fastest internet in the country. We want to make sure you're prioritized instead of us going to other places in the city, such as a downtown and a midtown first.
Using Federal American Rescue Plan Act money, the city will install the fiber, allowing for more internet providers to opt in to offer the service.
We can now have competition here that can lower costs and increase a customer service experience for Detroit residents.
It's an exciting new chapter for the people who live here.
For decades now, we've been the victims of disinvestment. And so to see the city leaders coming and saying, we're going to invest $10 million in your neighborhood, bringing you not the second best technology, but the fastest internet for our neighbors, you just can't put that into words.
Construction is set to start in a couple of months, and they hope to get those homes connected to that fiber by the fall. And if you live in this neighborhood and you want more information, you have questions, come out here tonight in about an hour at Focus Hope for that community forum. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Hey, Megan, we are off and running on a busy Wednesday.